the question applied a lot to like my life. I've never really like been attracted to African American men, and I feel like most of the guys at our school that I'm attracted to feel like I should date within my race, and I've never felt that way. But honestly, I'm gonna go somewhere diverse. I really want to go to New York, and I'm gonna find people that are comfortable with dating with like outside of the race and be out of a town where it's not just majority white people or and the only other black people they know are ghetto or are different than them. And because I've been living in a white community my whole life. I consider myself whitewashed, like you said. I don't fit in with other black people, and that's probably the reason why I'm not attracted to them because I don't feel like I fit into that clique. So just
So, what advice would you have for this girl who thinks she's hopeless?
Get into this video about LeBron James' son. Let's address something. Because some things said that, I listened to some of the other people's videos, Crybaby Colorism people, and they were saying that LeBron James' son has to be held accountable and this and that, and he didn't do anything wrong. But, so what is he being held accountable for? There was some reaching and comparing the situation to R. Kelly and those girls, and that whole context is off. He didn't do anything wrong to be held accountable for. So I don't understand the Paris's analogy or her whatever. But again, we can't take her seriously. She's just a child. But someone said something about that we can't use promotion or whatever as an excuse. But I recall the Queen of Swirl, the person who wrote this book. Her book is about interracial dating, how to date, mate, relate, mixing the races and cultures. Right? She did a video, and you'll see that clip, which was dumb and bad and not smart to do because people hate you, and she can get or could have gotten in trouble because of her mother and how much drama her mother has caused over these interwebs. But in her commentary, she's letting her 17 at the time maybe daughter, who's ready to go off to college, which we know what college she went to too because her dumb ass put a video up showing it, or even her home dorm room. But this was years ago, so it's probably okay now. But she kind of undermined her own platform, and she showed what a shitty mother she was too. But her daughter comes out of her mouth and says, I'm not attracted to black dudes. I'm not attracted to them. She said black people, she don't fit in, period. So your mother, who did grow up around black people, who did grow up in the hood, is that none of that translated to you? Your mama black, right? christelyn, Karazin's daughter. None of your mama blackness and your mom's mom and none of your cousins and stuff like that. Do you not go around them? Do you not see them? Do you not hang out with them? Do you not know them? Are you is your mom an only child? Do you not have any brother, uncles or not, or whatever? Possibly not. But for you to say, in your first 17 years of life, almost 18, that you don't relate to no black people, and you wanted to leave. This is the part that was crazy, is that you wanted to leave California and go all the way across the country because you assume that interracial relationships are different, are better. They're not. You wanted to go around white people that didn't only see black people as ghetto. Huh? I'm saying this sounds like some self-hate shit. This sounds like what they're accusing LeBron James' son of, what they accused Dwayne Wade's son of, when neither of them said anything. They just simply voted with their feet. Now, LeBron James' son, men promote what they want to see, period. You can't question that. You can't break it down, examine it. None of that matters. Boys like what they like. Men like what they like. You're not going to change that. So it's too late. The colorist chick said that Gabrielle Union tried to show. No, she didn't. She embarrassed him by publicly telling the world there's something wrong with you and I'm going to make you like something that you clearly don't like, which is dumb. At that point in age, it's too late. It's one thing that if you was to do it when he was a little kid and you raise him up that way to be that way and to value that, but when he already making his decisions, he's already on the internet, he already sees who's people dating, who's in his community. Again, they were all at this time living in Miami, which is the antithesis of a high-ass standard of beauty for women. Then there's California next, with all the superficial stuff going on there. But it's funny how, because the colorists, the Blackistans, the diabetics, they all teamed up at Femme Voltron. I don't know what SARS did to these chicks. They all together now. But what she said in this video was some self-hating stuff. What she said is some snobby, corny stuff that you would think you would protect your daughter from letting that be known in the world. Remember when the christelyn Cray Cray was crying about the Veganator, and she was, even though she knew that she done effed up, she thought that the honor of her black female followers would have been protected, which I don't understand how she could think that. But, like, okay, at least the color chick is smart and hides her face. I'm saying a lot of you women online will cry about the lack of protection, the lack of this, lack of that, but then you go in and talk a lot of shit, and people know who you are. Like Simone 600 pounds, she showed her face. christelyn Cray Cray shows her face. A lot of these women they show their face online. So people who follow you and know you, you think that, and they don't like you, when they see something happening to you, think they're gonna come run and jump and rescue you or something like that. And unfortunately, I hope nothing would happen to her daughter. But I'm saying the fact that she would even let her daughter have said this on camera was horrible. That she let it be said. It even undermined her own platform. Her platform was about black women mating and dating other races of men. Her daughter's telling you, the white boys in my school told me to stay in my own race. Huh? And I gotta go all the way to New York from California to try to find some white boys who are exposed to different type of niggas, not the niggas that we got in California. Now, show me any black boy, Dwayne Wade's son, LeBron James' son, who said anything like that. Sherry Sepper's son, who is autistic, stated his experience of the black girls treat me mean, the white girls treat me better, and grown-ass women killed him, made fun of his disability, and all that. Again, his mother is there in his life, raising him, and his experience still was, the black girls is mean to me. So nobody wants to, we're not supposed to remove anybody's experience and discount it, right? But if that's what he's saying, why would grown-ass women, this is the third time grown adult women have gotten their feelings over 15 little boys. That's kind of weird. But I already pre-recorded my other part, but I just looked through my old clips and stuff trying to find the clip that I'm about to play of what I'm talking about. If any black boy said what christelyn Karazin, the author of How to Swirl, Dating, Mating, if any black boy said that, he'd be calls for him to be canceled and get him out of here, especially a celebrity son that got some type of, following and clout money. But she did not get any attacks for this. In fact, it was flipped at the people who covered it were turned into perverts and this and that for uploading the video, even though you put your own daughter in that situation, in that space. You put her at risk. But what she said in this video, in that clip, would be considered some self-hate shit. Would be considered some, like her daddy black. What does that mean? That her dad being black, and I'm assuming because christelyn Karazin never trashed him, he's been a good dad to his daughter in her life. Again, like, that's even crazy too. Like, you mean you don't know no non-nigga black people in California? That white community that your mom laid on her back to get you in is so great that you don't have no contact. Like, your dad's side of the family don't got no peoples that you can come hang out with, that you chill with. Again, But the simple reality is, she's saying that her environment shaped her perception. So why? She didn't get killed for this. But when we point out that the environment does matter, exposure matters, promotion does kind of matter a little bit. I don't think it does as much as people are saying. It does to a point, because what I like wasn't even promoted to me. It wasn't as a kid. I didn't see it on TV. It didn't exist. I'm talking about when I was younger. But anyways, that statement that she said a few years ago completely undermined her own mother's platform. The fact that your daughter, who's repeating your rhetoric and your brainwashedness, right? Because she's repeating, I'm not attracted to black boys. I like white guys. The white boys in my school think I should stay with the black guys, even though I'm one of them. I want to be like you. I want to be like the niggas. And the fact that she felt she had to go all the way to another coast to find white people who are less into interracial relationships, like, I mean, you can't beat California as far as fence hopping. Black in New York, it's more black with Latinos and other groups. In California, it's probably way more black, particularly black women with white men. You're not going to get that anywhere else in the country in some high numbers than California, LA. But I'm just saying, like, she said these things that were bad. And a lot of these women even didn't like christelyn karazin at the time. Never brought this up, never used it against her, never roasted the daughter, never tweeted about her. Black men pointed out the effery and the confusion of, well, your mom's whole career is based off swirling an interracial relationship, and you are finding it hard to do that in your school because the white boys don't want you. And as the colorist chick said, well, we need to expand to do what? To end up in situations like this? So instead of getting rejected as you feel because you didn't get on a boat ride or you didn't, you know, you didn't make a TikTok video, you setting them up for even more failure in reality. But anyways, I'll just play the clip of my thoughts on LeBron James' son situation. It's not that deep. It's all about proximity and environment. But she's admitting that her environment and her crazy ass mother whitewashed her. And I'm not even saying that about LeBron or his son, because their parents are fake pro-black celebrities. So even with their parents being the way they are and fighting the causes and all that, they still have an affinity for the other. But christelyn Craig clearly is not pro-black. She's a divest person. She's a get out and save yourself black woman. And her daughter said some reckless stuff that she should have never let her daughter say on camera. And the same thing her daughter said is what these little black boys like LeBron James' son, Ricky Smiley's son, which he said, he went there though. Ricky Smiley went there. He didn't say I don't fit in. He just said I view you like sisters or whatever like that. That's what he said. He didn't say I need to go find a white girl that don't think that black boys are ghetto. Wow. So we're back at this again. It was not that long ago we were talking about this in a different context. But anyways, real quick, I didn't really think I would address the situation. I thought that we've already conceded to this point a long time ago as far as it goes with proximity and dating and mating be largely due to that. I did my video about Harris Faulkner from Fox News, the only black woman with a Sunday show, with a weekly show on TV, cable news. Married to a white man, works at Fox News, a Republican, a military brat. All these things point to being a swirler. But for whatever reason, women, that's just too oversimplified for them. They want to go deeper and make it about something that it's not. It is what it is. But I just can't believe that there were so many grown women mushroom tip policing LeBron James' son over a post. And as I've said before on a different channel, the reason why some men don't have the knee-jerk reaction to care when the dudes do say stuff, like the whole thing is date who you want, just don't mention black women. But when they don't mention you, you still get in your feelings. Like, y'all complain when these actors and celebrities pander to y'all, then y'all complain when they don't. Interesting. But this typical standard thing for the colorist chick and Paris Crybaby is to tell little black girls the stuff that's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen because they're not bitter and they haven't been through all the nonsense that y'all been through yet. So they still fresh, wet behind the ears. But that's just not gonna happen. I don't get how black parents can take their kids out of an environment, put them with not their own people, and then be messed up when they come home. It's like Dr. Vodi Balcom says, you know, and he's talking about as a person of faith, believers will send their kids to Rome and be surprised when they come back home Romans. And that's what it seems like a lot of people do. A lot of sisters do. You send these dudes, especially when it comes to sports, they go to predominantly white schools. And who do you think they're going to date? Who do you think is going to be there? Now, the mental gymnastics that some sisters do is, well, you need to go out of your way and go back to the hood and find this and find that. Why? Nobody's doing that. Like, that's the whole lame argument that I keep hearing for the educated, the nerdy girls is like, well, you should have been with your counterpart. Like, what man thinks like that? Men, if a dude says he wants a cheerleader and he can't get a black one, he gonna get a cheerleader. He's not going to go get a frumpy nerdy chick that he's not attracted to. He likes what he likes. And as I've been saying, and my motto from this point on is, men promote what they want to see, men promote what they like. And you can't change that. You can't witch and bitch and cry and whine about it. It's not gonna happen. Everything he posted in his little thing is what he likes and what he wants to see. And that's that. There's no deeper conversation to be had. If you want to avoid that, stop moving into white neighborhoods and sending your kids to white schools or other groups. Stop with the integration stuff. Keep them in the hood. Michelle Obama was just complaining about white people having white flight when upwardly mobile black people moved to the white neighborhood. But you just did the same shit. You got some money and wanted to get away from them niggas, so you went around white people. And then the white people leave because they don't want to be around you. And then the black people, because those white people sell their houses and all the houses get rented, and then the Pookies and Ravens you was renting from, they come out there too, and that neighborhood has changed. But Michelle Obama complained about the very thing that she was doing. She's telling white people, y'all need to stop leaving and being scared of us. But she did the same shit. But black people do that, right? Every black dude that I went to high school with that went to the West Coast ended up marrying a non-black woman. Every black dude that I went to high school with that went to the military, made a career out of it, and went overseas, they did not marry a black woman. Proximity does matter. I remember I had made that point about, because that's why Cynthia Beta Male Kunji is always in her feelings about black men, because she's in Seattle, where it's not a lot of black people, period, and there's a lot of black people that swirl. Look at the environment. You go to other places where the environment does not exist, it might be different. It's not the same thing. You'll find when there's more variety, you're gonna see people expanding and choosing their options. It's just that common sense. It's not that deep. But I just don't understand how women want to throw that out like it doesn't matter. Now, the one color chick said that it's not an excuse. I didn't say that he was brainwashed, and I don't think he did anything wrong. Now, I will say, when it comes to the wealth and the resources that LeBron has, and we know that it's hard for the kids to inherit wealth and all that other stuff and keep it, I would be intentional on that. Absolutely. If I'm passing you down damn near $1 billion and I want to carry on my legacy, for sure I'm going to be intentional about who you marry and who you date. We're going to be on some bourgeoisie stuff. Absolutely. That's the only thing I would say. It's like, when it comes to that, I would interject myself into that situation, because that's just too much money to let leave the community and not build a legacy with. But who knows what they're going to end up doing. Jaden Black made a good point years ago about how a lot of black men who play football, there's more swirler black men in the NFL than there are in the NBA, even though there's way more people in the NFL, obviously. But the premise is that NBA players, they go to high school, NBA, 1 year of college. Football players, 4 years of college. So they're around other people. So that's why you're more likely to see them swirling than you will a basketball player. Shotty O'Neal's asked, why ain't there more white women on the show by, whatchamacallit? That dude that looked like a lion. Forgot her name. But she was like, it's not a lot of white women married to NBA players. I'm pretty sure the proximity has something to do with that. I said the same thing, and this is, if you don't know, LeBron James' son and Dwayne Wade's son. And they both have been mushroom policed over the last few years, whatever. One more recently. But Gabrielle Union, who is not his mother, but his stepmother, but whatever, she tried to, and the thing is too, is like, she didn't do it when he was a little baby or a 3-year-old, 4-year-old by installing images and stuff like that. She's been there from the jump when they were impressionable at that age. But you don't do that to a 15, 16-year-old boy. Be like, here, you're following too many light-skinned girls. Follow these dark-skinned girls. Like, and then make a public spectacle about it. Then make it a public conversation. Like, that wasn't about him. That was about you trying to turn his life into a TikTok. I thought that that was wrong. She should not have done that. Nor is that her place. It's almost like you're making him feel like something's wrong with him for liking what he likes. You won't do that to the fruitcake son. Never mind, I'm not getting into that. But you, Gabrielle Union, overstepped her boundaries, in my opinion, trying to force him to do something. Men have a built-in radar detector. Like, we know what we like. It moves when we see what we like, right? You can't undo that at any point in age. Like, if that's what he's following, it's because that's what he wants to see. Men will promote what they want to see. That's where all these dudes is putting these chicks in their videos, on these Vine videos, all these skits online. They're promoting what they want to see. Now, I will say the problem is that the black men who do love dark-skinned black women, whatever, they're not as vocal. It's just that simple. They don't go out of their way, or women ignore it. Because that's another thing, too, I notice about the colorist chicks that cry about it all the time. They will go out their way to point to all the negativity and all the bad stuff they don't like, but they never celebrate the good stuff. They never go out there and look at, I mean, like, I can tell you more shows where there's a beautiful dark-skinned love interest woman. I mean, I'm a man, so I see it. But I'm saying they rarely ever do that. And I just find that weird. And that's probably why they have this confirmation bias whenever these videos pop up, because they don't go where they're celebrated, quote unquote. That's what they're supposed to be doing, right? Now, one thing is weird is that christelyn Cray, who's now teamed up with the Blackistans and all that, so they used to all be against each other, but they are all sergeants enemies teamed up together to form Voltron. But I remember distinctly her daughter, who is black but has a white stepdad and a bunch of half-breed brothers and sisters. She said that she was whitewashed. She said that living in California, which is multicultural, another West Coast place with a lot of different people, right? She's living in most likely a white neighborhood, going to predominantly white school with some people who are not there. Out of her own mouth, she said, I'm whitewashed. She pretty much stereotyped the black dudes in her school. That's worse. Like, LeBron James' son didn't say anything. He just was flicking the wrist and swiping up and liking what he liked. She literally said, yo, I'm whitewashed. Like, I'm being in this white world, being in this side of town. You know, when christelyn Karazin was in the park swirling around, showing the life she got from swirling, laying on her back. She's saying that I feel a way, I'm not attracted to black men for being in that environment. She didn't get killed for that. She didn't get attacked for that. I didn't hear any women talking about that was wrong or anything like that. She was able to say, like, yo, I live here. This environment is different. When I look at the black dudes, I look at them, the ones that I do see, they remind me of the Lil Waynes. I think that's what she said, the rappers, stuff like that. She's one of these people, like, her experience of black folks is from TV, like, kind of like a white person. But again, she said she was whitewashed. Now, LeBron James didn't say that, nor did Dwayne Wade's son say that. And when Dwayne Wade, again, he was in Miami. They both were actually in Miami at one point. around all different types of people. The plastic surgery, the high expectations on beauty standards there, everybody's in the beach. It's a different animal. It's a different beast. And you think these boys are not going to react to that? And that's what they see. And then they're friends and networking with other athletes who got a bunch of mixed race kids and other white kids that live in the neighborhood, but their parents aren't ball players, but they're actually doctors and lawyers and engineers or whatever. How do you not make that connection that that's the environment they're in? But anyways, not to be longer, but the point, I just thought it was amazing that so many grown women were chiming in on the situation. It's like people are saying like hold him accountable and all that stuff. For what? What did he do wrong? Again, if I'm LeBron James and I'm passing down $1 billion in wealth, we're going to have a conversation about keeping it black. But that's different. LeBron James can't publicly say that because that would kill his brand. But to bring up this point, that's what I was going to make the point earlier. It's like the reason why I don't have any reaction to feel away when the dudes do say dumb stuff, like a Kodak Black or Gilbert Arenas, is because the black men who don't say anything, the one that just vote with their feet, whether it's Michael Jordan having a boat ride, or Kyrie Irving had a boat party, or this dude just showed a TikTok of what he liked. He did not say anything disparaging or disrespectful. Right? All the memes is date who you want, just shut the F up about black women. When you still shut the F up about them, they still complain and demonize you, regardless. Keep that same energy, right? That's what the favorite term of this day is. If the capes are burned, let them be burned then. Stop talking about these conversations and these things. Stop trying to give your bitter ass impressions to little girls, because they're not all going to have this experience, and they're not entitled to LeBron James's or Dwayne Wade's son. Like, he doesn't belong to you. But anyways, I'm just perplexed that grown ass women chiming in on this, talking about, and then the group that I was in where they're talking about it, it was literally back and forth. Like, it was, I get it, right? It was some stuff being said, like minimizing the issue of colorism or whatever. But I don't think that applies here. Just because a dude likes something and he didn't have that doesn't mean he hates the other. I don't think that's the case. But that's what these women online would say. But there were some women in there, like men were like, oh, so I can't voice my attraction for light-skinned women, or I like dark-skinned women, I can't voice that now too? Or the light-skinned women were coming on the post talking about, well, yeah, such and such dude is discriminating against me because I'm light-skinned. Like, it turned into some silly game. They tried to calm it down. It was funny, but it's a 15-year-old kid. Paris' video was completely retarded in any sense. Like, it went all over the place. But again, I don't take her serious. She has a platform that's growing and it's going to get clicks and views, and people want to hear this nonsense. She's promoting what she wants her followers to see, and it's an even trade. They're giving each other what they want. They want that confirmation bias. But there was no reason to bother this dude. He didn't do anything wrong to them. Gabrielle Union was wrong for trying to tell a teenage boy who already made up his mind what he likes. Because it's like you're trying to force him to like something he doesn't, or let him make his own decisions on his own terms. Like, a woman trying to do that to a boy, especially when you're not really his mother, it's like, that's just weird. I couldn't imagine my mom telling me, you better not bring home this or you don't like that. Like, huh? First of all, in our rebellious nature, that's how you F up. That's how a lot of the interracial stuff happened in the first place, because the parent on both sides is like, don't do this, don't do that. First thing they do is just to piss off their parents or to be rebellious, is do exactly what you don't. So how do you even teach that? It doesn't even matter if Dwayne Wade's son started following more dark-skinned girls, because what happened? Then he's pandering, right? He follows you, he hearts and likes your videos, but then he chooses something else, then it's pandering. And he didn't really like you. He's just trying to get to come watch his basketball games and blah, blah, blah. Can't win. He's always losing. It doesn't matter.